All right, all right, all right. Hey, YouTube, I'm Lucky, and we have an absolutely huge news story that has to be covered today because this one has been addressed by almost every single person from Bungie. We have the Bungie CEO weighing in on it, the Bungie general manager talking about it, and we even have the official Bungie Twitter account tweeting out in regards to this subject. This is huge news. Now, this is obviously in regards to this Activision lawsuit. I covered this video yesterday when community manager DMG actually tweeted out in regards to this. And this is a huge controversy that's going on now. There's a ton of like misconduct and sexual harassment and so on and so forth that went on in Activision. And it dates back years and it's really, really bad. People are coming forward with more and more stories of what their experience was like working with Activision. And it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. This thing has blown up even bigger than it was yesterday. And we now have the actual CEO of Bungie, Pete Parsons himself, tweeting out this saying, "Effing gross. I believe these women and their voices must be heard. We hope this will lead to justice and accountability," which is, it's great to see him actually respond to stuff like this because he tends to stay a little bit behind the scenes. He doesn't really jump into, the lion's den too often. We see that more from like the community manager's perspective. They tend to get involved in these issues, but such a big issue like this, it's good to see, the actual higher ups talk about this issue. In fact, we even had the newly general manager Justin Truman, he weighed in on Twitter as well, saying, "I'm angry and heartbroken by all the stories my friends in game dev are sharing right now. And for each story, I know there are another 100 that haven't been shared. This industry has pervasive rot, and we all need to do our part in cutting it out." So that's a big one. We've got the general manager, we've got the CEO, and then we now have this right here from the official Bungie Twitter account saying this: "Bungie is built on empowering our people, no matter who they are, where they are from, or how they identify. We have a responsibility to acknowledge, reflect, and do what we can to push back on a persistent culture of harassment, abuse, and inequality that exists in our industry." They then tweet out, "It's our responsibility to ensure this type of behavior is not tolerated at Bungie at any level, and that we never excuse it or sweep it under the rug. While the accounts in this week's news are difficult to read, we hope they will lead to justice, awareness, and accountability." They then go on to say this: "Women, people of color, and underrepresented communities have nothing to gain by reliving their trauma. We believe them when they come forward with reports of abuse or harassment." And they tweet out saying, "We don't pretend that Bungie is perfect and that no one has experienced harassment while working here. But we will not tolerate it and will confront it head on, and we will continue to do the work every day to be better," which is a pretty bold statement to put out there. Obviously, I think that's good that they even like took on, accountability to themselves. It's a big company. There's a lot of people that work there. I'm sure there has been, issues like this before. It happens within every company, and doesn't make it excusable by any means, especially with the way it happened in Activision. I mean, that just went way over the top, but this has probably happened at Bungie to some degree at some point in time. Obviously, they're not nearly as scandalous, but they're at least addressing that they're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like this does happen even at Bungie. And then the last thing they tweet out on the topic is this: "Our goal is to continue to improve the experience for everyone working at Bungie and to do our part making the game industry as a whole to be more welcoming and inclusive," which was a great overall response. I mean, I like to see stuff like that from them. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think about Bungie's response, the CEO's response, everyone responding to this huge controversy? And one thing that I wanted to sort of transition in on this, which is that I know that this, gaming community is very predominantly, male dominated, right? The majority of you out there watching this, comment down below. Most of you are going to be, there's a lot of men that play games and are involved in the gaming industry. And so it would be nice to see, women not get such a small piece of the pie or to be so underrepresented. One thing I will say that in regards to like, not to call out Bungie or anything, but like I even noticed it, you even noticed it with like Bungie, for example. They don't have a ton of like prominent female leads. You've got like your community managers. You had Deej back in the day, who's now stepped down. You've got Cosmo, you got DMG. When I think of all the Bungie devs that I know, I think of like Luke Smith, Mark Noseworthy, Chris Barrett, and even Pete Parsons, the CEO. It would be nice to see, women get a position of power, even within Bungie, and I'm sure that from this controversy, they're going to probably push towards that. And I imagine we'll see something like that in the future because, there's definitely, gaming does not belong to men. I'm saying we need to share this with everyone that loves gaming, and it's not just a men and women thing. Obviously, there's, transgender people. Everyone deserves to be a part of this. Gaming is meant to be for everyone. It's not meant to be exclusive to just one gender, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on this whole controversy, and I'll continue to bring you the news as long as you stay subscribed with notifications on. Smash the like button. I'll see you in the next one. Later.